I swear I had that brush earlier. Where did it go? Well, there it is. Okay. Hello once again. Been a little bit since I've done any of this, and so no time like the present to just get a little bit done. Gotta thin this out. Man, I forgot how much I need to thin to get it to blend it in right. Hey, how's it going? Thank you. I'm trying to get back into the swing of doing all this again because I've really been behind on getting this project done. I want to get this guy done a while ago because I built this arm specifically, but I never actually do it. Yeah, I made it. I cut everything and posed it. I took a little bit of cutting just because, as you can see right back here, the legs aren't supposed to connect like that. So it took a while to cut it all into place, but cutting into place, getting into the super glue, and then getting the base done took a little bit, but it's just a project I've been meaning to do for a while. So just wanted to get it done, especially because I have 4 of these things and I haven't finished a single one, so I kind of need to actually get them done. Yeah, I've got a backlog that I need to fix. Because technically, the closest one that I have that's almost finished, if I'm not going to drop my paintbrush on the floor, is this guy is the one that I'm closest to finishing. I just need to finish getting a few highlights, and then I just do the banner. But still got a lot to do on these guys. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. If only my painting was as good as my basing techniques, I might actually be a halfway decent painter. But besides that, though, how have you been, man? Just okay? Like good okay, bad okay? How do you mean? Oh, I'm sorry, man. That's definitely not an easy thing to go through. Hey, Naomi. Well, thank you, Joe. I'll try my best. It's definitely not easy, because I definitely like this hobby, but I'm only started working on this year, so I've got a lot to learn. I'm just trying to work and do as best I can to get this all looking somewhat decent. Thank you, Naomi. These minis are the Chaos Wardogs. Basically, let me pull up a picture of the thing. For the instructions, basically, that's the official art they have for them. I just don't like the pose, and I don't like the colors. So I'm kind of just doing my own thing with these guys, which takes a lot of cutting and snipping to pose them differently. So, it took a while. Thank you, She Wears. Been trying my best to get these guys to look good, but it's definitely a learning curve, because it's taken me a while to figure this out. I kind of have like my process down of what I like to do with these guys, but it just takes a while. Because earlier when I first started doing all this, I was not very good. Granted, I don't even have a full year of doing this either, so I've still got a long way to improve. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a good night, though, all things considered. I'm just trying to get everything done on this guy, because I think now I just need to move on. I haven't seen any minis for FNAF, so I don't know. Because I don't have a 3D printer or a resin printer yet. I want to get a resin printer in the future. But so far, I mostly just do D&D and Warhammer minis. Because I've got the Warhammer stuff here. Then for my D&D stuff, I have... Hold on. Because I found these on Etsy, and so I bought them. Got Link from Hyrule Warriors, and then I have a UNT Malison. So I'm kind of getting through my backlog of minis just to get them all painted up. Because for the most part, I play D&D with my friends, and so I like having actual minis for the tabletop. But I haven't seen much yet. I was thinking about getting to Star Wars Legions, because I do want to do Star Wars Legions. That would be fun. However, that's mostly just because the kid in me really wants to get a clone trooper squad. And maybe and to appease my inner child, I also definitely want to get one of the ATTE tanks and paint that up. They really do. I like Warhammer's minis. They're with my painting techniques and my basing, they're not always the best looking, but I really like what we have for them, so I definitely like painting Warhammer. However, this one, it's just spending time kit bashing, because I really like kit bashing, and I wanted to have a bigger mini to practice on, especially because I just recently got an airbrush. Thank you, Joe. Okay. I'm going to go off the green for a bit, though, because I definitely need to get the head here colored in and done. So I'm going to do that. I also need to get started on all the purple accents I want to do. So. Oh, that does not have water in it. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay. Okay, and I'm just knocking everything over. Okay. Okay, sorry, I gotta clean my brush off so I can get to the next color. What do I do for a living? Right now, I've been in college for a little bit, but I'm mostly just doing. I work as a part-time caregiver at a retirement home for old people. Not necessarily the job I wanted. It was just the first one I could get, and so I've just been doing that for now. Okay, thin this out a lot because that's way too much. I mean, if you want to call it cool, that's on you. I just do it because it's kind of the first job I got, and it's the only one that I've been able to get for a while. I've been trying to apply to other places because I'm not the biggest fan of the work. It's good work, it's honest, and I do like helping people. However, there's a lot of people who have restrictions at that facility, and so I'm not able to really work all that effectively there. So I'm trying to find somewhere else that fits me better, but that will take a while. Okay. A little bit more paint. Actually, I was just in an art contest and I took 4th. So I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I got 4th. I was not able to win the one I was just in, so I've got a lot I got a lot to improve upon before I can really win an art contest. It'll take a while. But again, I do appreciate the vote of confidence. I just painted a mini, and I just submitted it for the art contest. Thinking of which, I should actually probably grab it, because I should probably show off what I did to get for 4th place. So give me just a second, and I'll go grab that. Okay. All right, found it. Yeah, because with it, I just painted a mini I had on hand that I needed to. So it was in my backlog. I didn't have anything else that matched the description of the contest rules. So I painted this. Took a long time to do, a lot of airbrushing, but overall I'm very happy with what I was able to make out of it. But yeah, I wasn't able to do, I only got 4th place roughly with the contest I was in, so it's not too bad, but that's just what I submitted for the contest and I did not win. However, 4th place is still pretty good for the first art contest I've ever been in, so I'm not exactly complaining. Gave me a gauge on where I was and where I need to go, so I'm happy with it. But I need... Where did I put that red? Then I need just a tad bit of this. Thanks. I was very excited to have that mini and be able to paint it, but it did not win. There was a much better painter, and he rightfully won. However, I had fun just because I'd never been in an art contest like that before. So, gave me some time to really see where I'm at. Okay. I've had one message to the world. I don't know. I don't really know. There's a lot that can be said and done, and I don't know if at the moment, I definitely don't have anything that I think would be qualifying for that. Just because to give a message for the whole world would be something that requires a lot of responsibility and thought. Oh, thank you, Joe. But a message to the world would require a lot of thought because I'd want it to be something sincere. But I don't know. Never really thought about it. Okay. I think that's all I want to do for the head right now. I think I'm going to move on to the purple. Oh, man. Okay. Need to be exceptionally careful getting this in. No, I don't currently have any pets. I've had some in the past, but I just don't make enough money, nor do I have the free time to take care of a pet, so I don't have one right now. I like them. I think they're fun, but I do not have the money, the means, or the energy to properly take care of one right now. So I just don't have any at the moment. Ah, crap. Hmm. Okay, thank you. Take care, man. I hope you have a good night. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Clean up my brush a second. Get a different brush for the eyes here, because I do not trust this next part too well. Okay. Okay, get this cover back on. Yeah, the only thing I can do right now is just get that speed paint layer thing on. So we're gonna risk it. Okay. Throw that here, and we'll get out the new marvel of technology, a cardboard box, because that is what I use when airbrushing to keep my workspace somewhat clear and confident. So, what do I want to, which brown do I want to use for this though? Okay. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I want to see how this looks if we throw speed paint on here. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to use some bony matter and try to see if I can tint the colors a little bit to give them more of a dirty look. Because I want the green to look a little grimy. So I don't want it too clean. But I also don't want the brown to be too dark that it turns everything to a wood color. So just going to try a few configurations. We'll see how it looks. Okay. Okay, I definitely like how it's looking so far. Well, I'm definitely liking how it's definitely got it all blended together in a more cohesive layer. So I'm liking that. I need to give a bit more speed paint in here because kind of worked on what I need, but I need to get the back a bit more. Besides that though, I do like how that is turning out. Okay. Where did I put that speed paint? Just a little bit more. Okay. 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 A little bit of the speed paint in there as well to tint that down. Overall, I do like this. So we're definitely going to keep with that. I just need to clean my brush real fast. I need to clean my airbrush, and then I will be back in just a minute. 1 second. Let me see. Do I have anything that can... Man, I really don't have anything, do I? Gosh dang it. Okay, well, I will be back in just a few minutes. I need to clean out my airbrush so I can swap to a different color. So I will be back as soon as I can. I do apologize. It's just I got to clean it out every time just to try to keep it in one piece. Be back soon. Okay, I am back. Sorry, just finished cleaning out my airbrush. And I'm dropping it on the floor as we speak because I am smart. Okay. Get this back. Now I just need to get... So I need to make a airbrush cleaning sign for future reference. Okay. Now I'm just going to work on getting that base done. Because I need... Because I want to get everything that I need to do with my actual base done as quickly as possible. Because now that we got the tint, all I really need to do is finish up the main weapons. And then I think I can call it decent there for this mini. I still got the others I need to work on. But I got most of it done, and I am proud of that. Granted, I got most of it done off stream, so although productive, I wish I had actually done it on stream. But I was too busy listening to Uma Musume music while I was painting this earlier, so that is kind of on me for having a bit of a brain fart. Okay. all mixed up. Okay. More adventures in airbrushing. Okay. Nope, that's too much. Oops. That is... I didn't realize that part was still wet. Oh, yeah, there's some of the recesses. Okay. 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 I would say we can be done with the airbrush for now. So all I need to do is wait for this salt on the base to dry, and then I can dry brush that part. So I'm gonna have to be back because I need to clean out my airbrush real fast. So got that part done. I will see you guys in about a minute and a half or so. Hello. Oh, hey, Direwolf. It's been a hot minute. How you doing? Sorry, I was gone for a minute. I was trying to clean my airbrush because I just finished airbrushing that model. Oh. Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't mean to be AFK for so long. Just had to make sure I cleaned out my airbrush so I didn't have anything get stuck in it. Oh, fair enough. I'll be honest. I am glad I don't have to deal with that, but that makes sense. So, no worries. It happens. Life is life, so it is what it is. Let's see. I think I'm just going to lay this one off to the side for a minute so I can let the base dry. Because once it's dry, I need to go back and do the trim. Speaking of trim, though, I need to get the trim done for this guy's plating. Because I never finished it. I got close, but never finished. Oh, really? Oh, shoot. That does explain why I haven't seen you for a while. Well, it's all good. I am glad that you're back, though. But I'm also glad to know that you're okay. Let's see. Because I need a trim for here, up here. Then I need to get the rest of that onto there. All right, I also need to do is vents. Okay. First, I need to find wherever I put my brass. I am flattered by that, because I never would have thought I would hear anybody say or type something about that, like that about my own channel. So I am flattered to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, let's see. Also, how's your channel been going? Because I know you were working on getting yours up and getting your name out there. How have you been doing for growth? Well, thank you. I'm still a fairly smaller channel, so I'm not. That is the first time I've heard that before, and I'm not sure that. I don't know how long it's going to take for that to sink in. I'll be perfectly honest there. It's going good so far? That's good to hear. Yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't really posted it yet, so I don't know if I've shown you yet, Direwolf. But I entered a paint contest for this month. That's understandable. I get that entirely. But I was in a painting contest for November, and this was my entry for it. Took a long time to get the colors to come out and pop like this, but I am very proud of what I was able to do. I took like 4th place in the paint competition, though I got stomped by a couple other guys. So I'm proud of how this mini turned out, but I did not win. But that was also my entrance. I also didn't paint it on stream because I don't know if YouTube would let me get away with the bare titties on that model. And I'm not good enough to kit bash hair or clothing to cover her. No, that's fair, that's fair. I totally get that. I figured that's probably another reason why I didn't win the art contest is because spiders. However, that is a boss from Dark Souls whose lore I really like. I like her design. I like using her as a boss. And I really just like the lore behind her and her family. Much better than my work. I don't know about that, man. I only started painting minis this year. So there's that. And also, the vibrancy on the spider is mostly due to the fact that I had an airbrush help me out. Oh, hey, James. Been a hot minute. How you been, man? But yeah, I had an airbrush that helped me get the layers on better for the spider. And then after getting the layers on, I threw on a satin varnish, which really made everything pop more. Thanks. I catch on quick. I'm a jack of all trades kind of guy. Jack of all trades, master of none. So I can learn and get things down, but I'll never be the best at any one thing, which I'm okay with. Because even if I'm not the best at it, if I'm decent enough for what I want, that's all I care about. Oh, that sounds fun, Direwolf. Hope that went well. Honestly, James, I'm doing pretty good. The holiday season is upon us, but I actually feel like I have my life somewhat wrangled in right now, so it's not too chaotic or crazy. I normally don't like the holiday season just because it's crazy where I am, but this year it's been a lot more tame, so I've been enjoying it a lot more. But also I have this hobby I can dedicate to, because I've got these guys that I'm still working on. But overall, it's been a much more calm season than I expected. So I've been enjoying it. Definitely some things that could go better for sure, but things take time. Jump scared so many times that my chat was asking if I should even be watching it. That makes sense. I will admit, I am not much of a movie watcher. I do watch movies from time to time, but I don't like watching too many, just because I always want to be doing something with my hands. And whenever people show me like a video they want me to watch or something, I really feel bad if I am starting to get jittery during the movie. I also just don't like horror movies that much. Dabbled a bit back in high school, so like in 08 times, getting info on how to paint was what to get and what types of paint was almost non-existent. As a guard player, painting was terrible. Oh gosh, yeah. That makes sense. I think that's the one saving grace I've had so far is that of all the factions in Warhammer that I've bought, the Guard hasn't called my name too much, which is both a good and a bad sign, because I like the Chaos Knights the most. I started, however, I got them in a display case, so I only have my work in progress. I started with Space Marines, and I was doing the Dark Krakens, and then I also got Sisters of Battle. I really like the Sisters of Battle. I like their design, and I'm having fun with getting a custom chapter done. Yeah, speed paints and contrast paints are amazing. Like earlier, I used a speed paint just to tone down and mute the colors on this guy, and I really like how it muted everything so that it's not super shiny. So absolutely, speed paints and contrast paints are clutch when you know what you're doing with them. I, however, did not when I first got contrast paints, and I made some mistakes. Love horror, though. I get that adrenaline, and then I start yelling, do it when the killer has a weapon and approaching the victim. I'm weird with horror movies. I wouldn't say you're weird. Some people like horror movies. I don't mind horror as a genre, but I'm more of a psychological horror or thriller kind of person. I just don't like movies that are just gore porn, as I call them, where the movie's nothing but just murder, torture, and blood and viscera flying everywhere. I prefer the more psychological aspects, which is probably why at my current point in time, my favorite like horror film at this point in time is just Alien, the original. It's the only one of the series I've seen, but I liked it a lot for how it handled its themes. Thank you, Direwolf Girl. I appreciate it. Yeah. Da-da. I will say, though, that when it comes to all of the designs for the knights, I'm kind of hit or miss on the pauldron designs. I need to move out a bit so I can show them. Because of the designs, like the chaos ones I think are too much. Like I like chaos for what it is, but these random spikes appearing out of nowhere, the trim is weird, and then you've got the beat up side. I like the beat up side. I like this. This is if you just want to stick something in there, and I really don't want to for most of my minis. And so it looks decent with the bird, but this bird is so fragile, I'm afraid it's going to snap off any time. These ones are good just because they're simple and basic, but I end up really liking these ones that I started kit bashing a lot more, which for this guy, I just chopped them up to oblivion so they don't look like they're the original set. But I kind of like these pauldrons the best. The only issue is that means I have to buy the the Knight Armiger set every time I want to make a Chaos Knight. So that's not ideal. But I really just need to find like somebody who's selling like bits for like pauldrons, or I just need to get a resin printer so I can start printing out my own. Sweet, thank you so much. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Big stompy mech robots are very fun, especially with guns. Oh, hey, dog lover. But yeah, my thing so far is I like how they look, I like how they feel, and I like building them. And kit bashing them was really fun, because this guy, I stole a... so this piece comes from the Plague Rats from Warhammer Fantasy. I just stole from the Plague Rats and got the gong with the bells. I really like that as the middle piece. And then I like these pieces better, but these are a Loyalist set, hilariously enough. These are not Chaos, but these look so much more Chaos than the Chaos ones. And then kit bashing the legs took a while because I had to slice into the leg, arc it to the side, and then try to super glue it as best as possible without trying to put too much in the middle here so that it doesn't look like I was forcing it too bad. But overall, the kit, like cutting the leg was not that hard. It just looks weird because I couldn't salvage the tube because the leg does not go well for getting that tube lined up. So that part definitely makes it hard to get, but that's really all I can do on that side. But kit bashing these is really fun. I like going for the dramatic poses. Yeah, up front, the knights are expensive. The war dogs, at least, these come in a pack of 2. So at the very least, you get 2 of them for the price of like $80, which is absurd. But they're decent in points, because I think it gets you like 140 points, depending on what you build. However, if you're doing me, I love the look of this. However, apparently, when I looked at the rules for the twin autocannons, this is not a good unit, but it's what you can do. Oh, okay. So direwolf or dog lover. That's who I'm looking for. Same person. Okay. I haven't messed with physical kit bashing. I mean, since the beginning, I've always ended up kit bashing, even by accident. Because on my first box of Space Marines, I don't have it with me right now. But when I first built my Space Marines, I need to get one with... Do I not have my Space Marine with the Malta gun? Ah, here it is. So my first box, it was the Eradicators. And on my Eradicator set, I used the wrong arms that I had to use a bunch of Milliput to seal the arms together. So I've had a kit bash just out of necessity because I made mistakes when building it. And so I've kind of worked with that. For example, simple kit bash on this guy. Basically, when you... Let me pull up the instructions so I can show with a diagram. Because I need to pull up his legs. I don't care about the weapon options right now. Let me find... Basically, at the bottom of all of the legs are these little nubs that you hook the feet into. I just snipped off those so I could put the feet back a bit. And that's how I got this guy to kind of lean forward while walking. Even though the legs are in the same position, I just snipped off and messed around with the feet a little bit. And I did the same for this one. Just snipped off the bottom nub so that way the feet could go on at a different angle. And then I sliced the top part of the leg connection and then just had them lean in. And it worked well. And that's kind of what I've done. Oh, hey, Joe. Do I have a favorite energy drink? I really don't. Mostly because I don't drink energy drinks for the sake of getting energy. Wardogs are 165. Goodness gracious. Okay, yeah, I can see that being a lot more difficult to get into those, yeah. But back to that. For energy drinks, they don't affect me because caffeine makes me tired. I don't get energy from caffeine, so back in the day, a few years ago, I would drink Bang before they went bankrupt and no longer sold because I liked their sour flavor. So I've heard. I'm not the vet. I don't have a computer that can run Blender because I made a mistake and purchased a Dell computer back in the day because apparently Dell can't run Blender. I sincerely don't know why. So never buy Dell if you want to use Blender. But as far as kit bashing goes, it really just depends on how far you're going and what you're doing. Because the more involved, of course, the more difficult it's going to be. Because I haven't designed new clothing for a mini or anything, but I have changed out armor and weapons loadouts, And I've changed poses by just slicing in and forcing them into different angles. So it's not terribly difficult, but it's still nerve-wracking because the entire time you're just going, please work, please work, please work, please work, please work. Dog got mad at me since I woke him up after almost choking on a chip. Ooh, ouch. That is not fun. But yeah. Man, I really gotta figure out my computer setup, because once I actually get what I want to do is I want to buy a document camera, so that way I can have like an overhead projector that's do as a camera. Because right now I'm streaming from my phone, and streaming from the phone kind of limits my options a lot. I'd really rather do it with something else, but this is what I got for now. Yeah, that makes sense, Jonathan. That's why I want to save up and get a resin printer so that way I can just print off stuff. Because my friend has an entire cache of all of the Warhammer minis, like the official models, so you can print either in one piece or in parts and glue together later. I need to get a resin printer, so I can just have them send that to me, because it has the actual models for like the Titans and for the Knights. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I do not make enough money to buy a Knight model for $200, and I would go insane because I'd want to kit bash that thing. But kit bashing that is terrifying for that price point. But if I can get a resin printer and then just print it off for like $30 of materials, yeah, I'll kit bash it. Especially because I just don't like the default poses with the Knights, where their legs are just flat on the ground and they're not doing much. Like, that is the main complaint I have, is that these legs are not the best for giving you a dynamic pose. You really got to work at it, chip away, cut, and repose things to make it look halfway decent, unless you just want regular standing or like walking, which that's boring. I don't want that. So I almost got taken away. Brothers, they once a night choked on chip and everyone was yelling for an adult. Oh boy. Just make sure to look up how to calibrate it, and we'll save a ton of pain. Also get a screen projector. Ah, okay. Would you get lucky? Yeah, but I also live in the US, so I know that some of the tariffs are definitely hitting the models, because the box that I got my original 2 Chaos Knights in, that originally cost me like $65. Now with the tariffs, I looked at Warhammer's like official website. It's like $100 for a set of 2. But if I go to Amazon, I can get the older boxes with more bits in them for like 80, 70 if they're on sale. So for now, I'm only ordering my Warhammer kits off of Amazon, because to get them directly from GW is just expensive. If the FEP leaks and cures on the screen, GG, that's 120 bones. Ah. Yeah, I can see that being a complication there, yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Favorite chip brand or flavor? When it comes to chips, I really like the dill pickle or the salt and vinegar chips. Those have kind of always been something I've really enjoyed. It might just be the fact that they're a bit more harsh. They have a lot of extra salt, which I really cherish on chips. But that's definitely something I enjoy, is the salt and vinegar. And when I can find them, the dill pickle, because the dill just adds an extra level of flavor that I personally am partial to. Blue Takis. I haven't had too many Takis. I've had like the normal flavor and like the Fuego flavor, because that's what my friend likes. And I've tried those. They're not bad. I think they're okay. But they're definitely not something that I don't really go out of my way to buy Takis that much. But I'm also not much of a... I don't really go out of my way to buy chips all that often either, so that's probably just more of an indictment on my character. Okay. So that way, let's see. I need to redo those parts. First, I want to get these rivets done before I forget them. Really? How come, if I may ask? Oh. Oh, that is... That is a loaded bag. Goodness gracious. Can't say that I know exactly what you're going through, but I definitely know what it's like for a family drama to come up like that. I'm no stranger to my own family being interesting. No, I understand. I understand. Like, of course, I do need to put out the disclaimer of don't dox yourself, so don't put too much, like, personal information out there. But I've got no problem if you just want to vent from time to time. I stream at these hours because I want to be able to vent myself and just be honest with people. And for the most part, people who are, at least in my rough area of the world, typically, if you're up awake this late at night, it's not normally because things are going super well either. Not to say things can't be going well for people at this hour, but I've always said I stream at doom scrolling hours for a reason, so I get it. So, you know, just a little bit of venting isn't too bad. I've got no problem with that. Hey, no worries. I just stream and talk to people who show up. Life happens. Y'all got things to do, so just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. That's all I'll ask about first. I'm just doing this because I like to have fun, and I also like talking with people while I do my hobbies. It's kind of the main reason of why I mostly did my YouTube channel as well. That, and also I have a lot of autistic rants I go on about media, and I can't always tell all my IRL friends the same thing over and over again. So I like being able to record and make videos about it whenever I have a rant to go on. Thinking which I need to finish a few of those videos I've been working on because I am almost done with some of them. I also need to fix the internet at my house because I am a dingus. But that's something I should be able to take care of next week. Hopefully. Okay. Hello. Not much has really happened so far, just trying to get an even coating of all my brass onto this. I really need to get a new brass color, because I like what I have, but it is so thin, it does not layer well. Well, it does not coat well, I should say. It layers fine once I put a bunch of layers on, but I like something that coats a little bit better. Oh boy, yeah. I can see that being mildly terrifying. Yeah. Because I do like brass as a color, because it works really well. I just don't have a brass that coats super well. Granted, if I threw this in my airbrush, it might actually work better. But that is a question and a thought experiment for the next time I bring out the airbrush for a large model that needs brass. No, I just need to finish getting all these rivets. Do I have any pets? No, I do not. I like pets, I like animals, and I've had a few in the past. However, right now, with my current financial situation and with where I'm living, I don't have any just because I don't have the time, the energy, or the opportunity really to responsibly take care of a pet. I like animals, but I also want to make sure that if I own a pet, that I am prepared in every way to ensure that I can take care of it properly. And just right now, with my depression, I definitely don't have the energy to take care of something. And all the low energy animals are still very needy. So I'm just I just don't have one for now. Yeah, cuz I miss having a dog. I liked it when I had a wiener dog, but dogs require a lot of attention and companionship, and I have a infrequent work schedule, and I have friends who like to do things, and I can't always bring my dog to those functions, so if I had one, it would not work out the best in my current situation. But in the future, I plan to get one because I had one when I was a teenager, and I liked taking her for walks. I liked spending time with her. But that is for the future. Granted, in the future, I also want to have horses, so I got to work on some stuff to make sure that can happen. Let's see. Just gotta be careful about getting this in to not spread it too far. Okay. Oh yeah? That's exciting. What have you been working on? Mhm. Okay. Well, that definitely makes the chassis pop a lot more with the gold rivets on it. So I do enjoy that. Ah, okay. I haven't really watched any of it, but I keep hearing from people that it's worth watching. I don't know though. I'm so far behind with anime that I am trying to get caught up on and watch that I don't know if I got time for something like that. At least not for now. However, if my visions of the future are to be believed, I will eventually be a girl dad, so who knows. Though when it came to cartoons geared towards girls that I watched as a kid, I did watch Ever After High. I remember watching Ever After High, and there was something else I watched. Gosh, it's been so long since I even thought about it. But I was somebody who was trying to get into fashion and design. And so I did like more of like the doll centered shows just because I liked the fashion in them. Because I thought it was really cool. I wasn't ever all that good at fashion design. So I ended up dropping from that. And then I forced my dad to watch My Little Pony with me when I was little. He was adorable. Ah, that sounds about right. Remember, liked it when I was young. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, everybody says that it's a good series. So, I mean, there's worse things to watch, let's be real. However, when I was a kid, I remember, gosh, I remember Bakugan, like the original series for Bakugan. I watched that quite a bit. I watched Pokemon. Star Wars The Clone Wars was just airing when I was a kid as well. So I remember watching that. Oh, goodness gracious. Now I'm just going on a trip on memory lane. I was not prepared for this. Too many memories. Thankfully, I'm not as bad as Bochi, so I don't have to say be gone filthy memories just yet. But I am tempted. Let's see. Man, this is nerve-wracking trying to get these dotted just right with not too much paint. Oh my goodness. Sadly, the future doesn't wait for anyone. Time is very impartial. And I don't mind its impartiality. What I do mind is my thoughtlessness when I was younger. But I also had to be thoughtless as a kid so that I can appreciate time now as an adult. Just one of those things of learning lessons as you grow. So some things are just not intrinsic. Heck. Oh, trust me, I am full of intrusive thoughts. I have too many that I dare not even think about all of them because sometimes those things are a little too crazy and I don't want to deal with them. But yeah, I get them quite often. I mean, when it comes to intrusive thoughts like that, it's just a matter of should you act on it, or then is there a better way to act on it? Because sometimes you can just act on certain intrusive thoughts and they work, others not so much. However, that's all just a matter of timing and just questioning if things are really going to work or not. And that is something that just comes with experience. Not that it's exciting, because let's be real, it's not fun having to guess. That is very true, James. Well, I can't think of many creatures that are excited to be woken up. And how did I never get paint back in here? Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Oh no. No. Ah. Hey, Barbecue, how's it going? I am panicking right now because I accidentally got water where I did not want it. Come on, come on. Your metallic paint, you should rub off easy. That's fine. It's fine. It's part of having to learn brush control. Just about not having too shaky of hands when trying to get this all applied evenly. Thank you, thank you. My Thanksgiving was okay. I was able to. I thought so. I was on call for work for a little while, so I didn't know if I was going to be going in or not. I accidentally slept through my alarm and arrived an hour after my family had started doing Thanksgiving. So I felt a little bad about that. But I spent some time, played board games with my brother, and spent some time talking with my family for a bit. Overall, it's pretty good. But, just with how things are, I'm always awkward at Thanksgiving. I like the holiday, don't get me wrong, and I like spending time with my family, but it's more of I'm just at a crossroads, and my family really want me to just get something going and really move forward in life, which it's kind of hard because I tell them I'm working as best I can, I'm doing what I can, but I just I can't just click. I can't snap my fingers and just have everything figured out in 1 minute. It takes a little while. I've always been slow at life stuff, so there's that. And I was also spared from my mother asking about if I had anybody special in my life again, because she always asks about that. And it just feels weird because they weren't exactly happy with the last person I had, especially because I was on set to marry her at one point. So, thankfully, my mother did not ask about that, so I don't have to worry too much there. Hey, Joe. Yeah, well, that's just that's just how family is. I know they want the best for me. It's just there's only so much I can do, especially when life just decides that I need to be somewhere that I'm not expecting to be. All I can do is just adapt to the circumstances and move on. But how was your Thanksgiving, man? No worries, Direwolf. It is what it is. The Hello, sorry about that. Oh gosh, everything is popping off while I was gone. Oh, that's good to hear that Thanksgiving is better than last year. So, oh, fair enough. Yeah, no, sorry. Just whenever that knock comes, I know that some personal and private stuff is going to come up, so I always mute. Because I like y'all, I trust y'all, but y'all don't need to know the details of everything in my life. Not yet, at least. And first time you made pumpkin pie, really? I'll be honest, I've never made pumpkin pie. I also don't like the taste of pumpkin pie, so I don't ever plan on making that. Shout out to the dog named Lisa. Yeah, fair enough. Go dogs. But yeah, I really need to get a different metallic color on this. Sweet potato pie? Nope. I don't like sweet potatoes at all. It's one of the things that I just can't get behind the taste of it. I know some people love sweet potatoes. That's just I don't know what it is. Something about it, I just don't like the taste of it. But that's also partially my fault, because when it comes to pie, if I'm going to have any, I have had bread pudding, and I do like bread pudding. But when it comes to pies, my favorite is like lemon meringue. I like key lime, and I like pecan. Cherries are good. Apple pie is hit or miss for me. It just depends on how people slice the pies to make it. And do you use enough cinnamon? Because some people skimp out on the cinnamon, and you can taste it. And you can't skimp out on cinnamon when you're making an apple pie. Oh, have fun with that one, Direwolf. Dogs do be dogs. But yeah. Sometimes it's better not to think on certain things, Joe. Sometimes you just don't question the logic and you roll with it. Man. No worries, man. There's just certain things that I just don't even question anymore. People say things and I go, okay, sure. Sometimes certain things are said and I just don't know if I want to know the answer to. Made a bunch of desserts and stuff for this year to try and help out. Mostly came out good. Oh, that's good. I will say though, I am not very good at desserts. I have like one go-to dessert recipe, and that's really all I make that's decent. Most of the desserts I just can't get a grasp of. I can do savory cooking a lot better. Desserts, Always been the bane of my existence. Could not say why. I'm just not good with them. My cat doesn't say too much, but he's yelling at me right now. Oh, what'd the cat do now? Or what did you do to the cat? Because cats are fickle creatures. I love them, but they are fickle. Oh, yeah, what are you working on, Joe? Okay. Ah, fair enough. Oh, Chi from Halo. Okay. That's cool. Same cooking problem. Food is way better. Well, it's just because, I don't know, for me, I never practiced too much with like non-savory stuff. My sister's there with me watching it. Yelling at me because I'm ignoring him for stream and such. Ah, fair. Hey, Direwolf. But yeah, when it comes to food, I normally don't experiment with desserts too much. I don't mind. Like, I like dessert, don't get me wrong, but normally the amount of money I have versus what I want to experiment with, it's just easier to experiment with, hey, I just want to have some food here. I want to do something savory that's healthy, and so I practice with other different stuff. Okay, I'm going to move this over here because I need to get this back so I can airbrush. My sister's cat? Ah, okay. Can't let him in the office. Oh, yeah. Cats in the office. That's always a recipe for disaster. A funny disaster, to be sure, but still a disaster nonetheless. Okay. I think I'm going to do... Ah, okay. 1 second, I just got to get... Gotta get my paint mixed up so I can actually throw this on. Hey, we all need hobbies somehow. Somehow, some way, we all make it work. Okay. Up to that. Now, where did I put my cap? Oh, there it is. Okay. Y'all, can I just say as well, getting an airbrush was probably the better purchase I've made this year. Definitely one of the better ones. Let's not pull up too much here. Come on. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave them like that for now. Oh, I know about hand cramps all too well, especially with this stuff. Okay. I just need to dry brush the base, and I'm basically done with this guy. At least I'm going to call him done, because I need to finish these sooner rather than later. I can't perpetually work on them forever. Cat is on my paper to see how this creation will go, and I can't move him. Help me. The cat stays where the cat wants. That's just how cats are. Need to assemble some keychains at some point. I wish you luck on that field. Keychains they're nice, but they can definitely be tedious to assemble. They definitely take a while. Okay. That. Finish halfway. Okay. I'm just going to dry brush this, and I think I can call this guy good as well. I also need to get something. I need to put something to darken in the insides and keep this outside bright a bit on that gong. Besides that, though, I'd say I'm willing to basically collect one. I hate those tiny little rings. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Now for the fun part, dry brushing, because I am not very good at it. Okay. Da. For the most part, done with the tiny spots. Just trying to do my best to get everything figured out here. It's also just trying to dry brush the terrain so that it pops a bit more. Dry brushing has always been I love how it makes things turn out, but it takes a very concentrated effort to make sure I actually do it right. The other issue is I wish I'd taken the time to really build something in between all these, because I wanted to use the bark chips just to reduce the weight on my base for the mini, so that's easier to pick up and move around. The issue is that, yeah, this weighs a significant less amount than my other bases, but it also just, it looks more like a group of bark chips than I wanted it to. But that is a learning lesson on my stepping stones of getting better. Because on the other hand, this one's much easier to pick up and move around as compared to this guy. Because this guy, yeah, I like how the base turned out. That's a lot of rocks and clay, though. So it takes a while. Sorry, I tackled my dog. Yeah, well, as long as the dog is okay. Just get a little bit more paint. A bit further in to blend it all. All good, James. I'm going to be finishing up stream pretty soon because my phone doesn't have a lot of battery life left. And I also do need to sleep so I can make it to church tomorrow on time. But it's good to see you again. So take care, man. I'll see you later whenever I see you next. Hopefully I'm streaming more often. I have a dog that weighs 200 pounds. Ah. It's a big dog. I've never owned a dog that large before because I just had dachshunds. Because I like the wiener dogs. I'm a little headachy, so I'm going to go in a sec. Hey, no worries, man. It was good to see you again, though. I've also been a bit of a recluse, so I haven't really been messaging, so that was also my thing. Yeah, I'm excited to be streaming again. I just got busy with work, so I really couldn't stream for a bit. We had a lot of people quit on my shift and another shift, so I've just been filling in and working a lot more than I wanted to. So kind of just dealing with the fallout from that. But it's not too bad overall. Now that things are slowing down because we've hired some more people, I should be able to stream and finish some of my videos much sooner. But yeah, take care, man. I do hope that your headache subsides soon. Yeah, Great Danes, they do be fun dogs. Okay. I've opened up more because you seem to have those words I help one person to open up. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've been told that by a lot. It's why I did a little bit of family therapy when I was living in Mexico. I worked in a family counseling and therapy area. So it's kind of a personal pride thing on my side, but I am glad to hear that people still feel comfortable opening up around me. So it is a journey that we have to take, is open up for ourselves so that we can talk and communicate more with people. But I am glad to hear that you feel that way around me as I stream. So yeah, that is nice to hear. Thank you, good person. Hope you have a good life and a good people. Thank you, Joe. I don't know about that, but I just try to be who I am, honestly, and go from there. But I think I'm going to call it good there for the stream. We've got a lot done today for the painting. We got basically 2 minis finished up. I need to get the exhaust ports on both of them done because I wanted to paint them before I put them on. Because last time I put these on before I painted them, I couldn't really paint this section all that well. So that was a flaw I had last time. But thank you guys for joining me. Hope everybody has a good night. And I will see you guys whenever I see you next. But until then, take care, and I hope you all have a good day.